Fala galera, bem-vindos com mais um vídeo. Estamos aqui de volta com vocês com mais um Starfield. Estamos aqui. Vocês estão vendo aqui, acabamos de sair daqui da alcova. Vamos lá para o sistema Meridiane. Vamos pausar. Deixa eu pegar de certo esse. Tem que acertar essa nave aqui. Ainda tem esse extra aqui, tá vendo? Isso aqui eu botei aqui porque eu queria fazer um teste com essa peça aqui. Vamos ver pra onde que a gente vai. O grande problema nosso aqui
Hope you've calibrated that thing.
Ah, ele tá ali, ó. Você já viu esse veículo aqui? A animação de entrar e sair até que é legal. Vamos lá. O certo é entrar cada vez que a gente entra ela concorde depois que achar todos os 10, né, os 10 níveis de
that type of power.
Tá, já teve aqui. Vou fazer o seguinte. Vamos pra cá. Caralho, olha só como é que ficou o negócio dos planetas. Que pelo menos não fica aquela coisa. Uma cor só, né? Vamos lá, esse aqui eu vou começar a fazer aqui é a missão. A nova missão que eles. A gente tem que ir lá, Sinclair's Book. Daqui já dá pra ver. Encher. Não, chegamos aqui, ó, Sinclair's Book. Isso aqui é onde que começa a missão daqui.
Could I get the digital copy of the things I buy here?
No.
What? Why not?
I sell books. Physical books.
Space is a premium on my ship. If I could download it to my slate, I could have a whole library.
There are places you can go for that, ma'am. Just not my shop. Good day.
Oh, wait, can't we?
We're done here.
That's no way to run a business. What happened to the customer is always right?
Feel free to read. This is a haven for all that love letters. My husband. I think he would have liked what I've done here. He so loved books. Yes, I had a husband, but he's no longer with us. We loved to travel, and always we'd be looking for rare books. Most of what you see here are mementos. It's sometimes hard to sell, but books are not meant to be hoarded. They're meant to be shared and spark something in us. I am a bit of an aficionado of old Earth novels. Well, truth be told, it's more of an obsession. Reading their stories is a revelation, not only for, pure imagination, but the window you get into long-gone historical eras. I'll pay handsomely for any books you find like that. Except Charles Dickens. Definitely not Charles Dickens. Oh, nothing wrong at all. When colonists were forced to leave Earth for good, cargo space was precious, and for some reason everyone thought to bring their Charles Dickens collection. No, I mean he was an amazing writer. His stories are timeless, but what I'd give for a copy of Sense and Sensibility, or the Three Musketeers, oh! The original Three Musketeers, mind you, not the dozens of interpretations of it. I hope you come back.
Então vamos lá. Deixa eu... Ué, gente. Aqui, eu leio o livro. Receitas quase perfeitas. Autógrafo. Devolva o livro ao dono. Ah, o dono é daqui, ó.
If you want to purchase anything, certainly.
Vamos lá então. Vendi tudo que dava pra vender. Agora vamos ver aqui.
Barb, I need you to come fix my faucet. It's been leaking for 2 days and it's driving me nuts.
All right, I'll be there as soon as I'm finished here.
But it's leaking now. I need you to come now.
You have got to realize I said I'd be there when
Whatever, Barb. If you're gonna get all pissy about it, I'll find someone else.
Feel free to use the workstations.
Vamos lá. Precisa de...
Oh, this goddamn machine. It's not usually this cranky. I bet in a past life it was a crankshaft. Or worse, a screw.
No que terminou o recado, eu posso ajudar a jogar você da forma que chegou. Vamos.
They're nothing but nails. Life of the handyman, I guess. Wait, hold on. I think I got it. Let me just tighten this bolt here and... There. Good as new. And my apologies to you for being so irritable. Thank you. It's just hard not to complain when you have to deal with so much and have so little time. Oh, I must sound so ungrateful. I know I'm lucky to even have work. Let me stop with the complaining and offer you a drink instead. I have some coffee and tea at my workshop, if you'd like some. Coffee it is. Hope you like it black. I don't have any cream or sugar. Come, this way. Apologies in advance for the mess. I swear, it was like that when I got here.
Ele entrou, a gente entra atrás.
Welcome to my humble abode. Emphasis on the humble. I don't have a bed, but I do have a kettle. Baby steps. Here you are. Courtesy of House Harbajan. It's the least I can do for being so cranky. That's a relief. I have a temper, and sometimes it's hard to know if I'm losing it with my customers. Oh, it's not that I don't enjoy being a handyman, it's just... I've been thinking about my life a lot lately, and whether I've made the right decisions. What if I went right instead of left, that sort of thing. Where would I be now? Oh, so you're a time traveler. I hope you're the kind that gets to take your clothes. Anyway, I appreciate you coming here and listening to me vent. If you've got questions for me, I'll do my best to answer them.
Vamos lá, tá achando uma coisa que talvez seja sua. Vamos direto pro.
That. I forgot I left it there. But if I'm being frank, I'd sooner just throw it in the trash. That's because you don't know the subtext. Ocean wrote that inscription as if she were my friend. In reality, we were more like rivals. You might read what she wrote and think it a kindness, but to me, it's petty. So I left it behind. But, like a bad habit, it keeps coming back to me. Oh, I'm sure. She always loves to take little digs and act innocent when you question the motives. Normally, I would just laugh it off. I don't know why this time it hurts so much.
Tá, vamos.
You're right. It's not her fault. I never pursued being a chef. I was 18 when the colony war started. With everyone off to fight, there was so much to do around here and people needed help. Cooking fancy meals and becoming a chef just didn't matter anymore. But ever since I got that book, I've been wondering if I've made a mistake. And if so, maybe it's not too late. Maybe I can try and be a chef again. You know what? You're right. I'm not that long in the tooth. I can still make a change. Okay. I've made up my mind. I need to gather some friends and cook a meal. A vindaloo. If it's good and my skills haven't eroded, I'm going to pursue this. But to pull this off, I'm going to need some help. With the ingredients and the guests. Thank you. We'll need 3 things. Vinegar and spices for the vindaloo, drinks, and meat. And as it happens, I know 3 people who can help us. They just happen to be customers of mine.
Vamos começar aqui.
The meat should be fresh, and I don't necessarily trust the vendors. I think we should bring in a hunter. Try talking to Shonda Harbison. You'll usually find her at the hitching post. She's kind of a living legend around these parts. They call her Granny Oakley for a reason. Friends can try to spare your feelings. Customers tell you exactly what's on their mind. Sometimes with expletives. I can talk to the kings of the produce and spices. They run the farms here. But the vinegar has to be special ordered. I'd talk to Javier Mejia. He's the trader who sells a lot of off-world items to the local farmers. Palm vinegar being one of them. And a vindaloo has to have vinegar. It's in the name.
Bebida.
Typically, wine doesn't pair well with curry, but if we keep the spice subtle, I think it can work. Red wine is probably what we need. Back on Seoul, they used to make it with that, before switching to vinegar. Talk to Anandita Devi. She's a food critic and grew up on Indian food, so she'll make for the perfect guest. She's usually over at the Stonewood Inn.
Vamos ver aqui o...
Hard to explain. Being a chef was a dream of mine, yes. But it was also a dream from 20 years ago. So much has changed since then. I'm not sure if it's regret, envy, or nostalgia that drives me now. But ever since I read that inscription, it's awoken something inside me. Maybe I simply want to answer that age-old question, what if? What if I had trained to be a chef at Gosian? Where would I be now? Friends can try to spare your feelings. Customers tell you exactly what's on their mind. Sometimes with expletives.
Por que eu... Tá, vamos.
Goodbye.
Então, vamos lá.
One coffee coming right up.
Vamos sair.
Spend too long in this high-gravity environment, ecological damage.
They say that you'll need a program, but your shipboard system literally uses quantum signature software to talk to the hardware.
Vamos ver aqui pra onde que a gente vai primeiro.
I don't mean work. I mean, it's a performance.
That's just how things are.
Isso aqui é mais perto.
Yes? What?
Just let me drink.
So, about this mythical vacation.
Are you my blind date? Well, if you are terribly late. I don't think this bodes well for the rest of our relationship. In fact, judging by your attire, you'll be lucky to survive the next 5 minutes.
They're barely a part of the Freestar Collective.
So we're getting political.
I was afraid you'd say that. I had an inkling this person my sister described was too good to be true. And now this confirms it. Well, since you are here, you might as well have a drink with me and tell me who you are.
So much fun. They say everything's legal on Neon.
We'll talk about it later.
Harbajan sent you. In that case, of course I'll attend. On one condition. You sit here and take my date's place. Splendid. You're just my type. Willing to do as I say. Now, if you don't mind taking a seat here, we can have a little fun. Go on.
You should try
sit.
Filburn's
Step
beer.
into my
Brewed
party.
in the city, and
I
it ain't
promise
bad.
I won't bite. I've already started with the drinks. Would you like a wine or a beer? May I suggest then this Pinot Noir from Chandra Vineyards. It has notes of cranberry and licorice. Goes well with the dust. Now, tell me about yourself. Are you from around here or just visiting?
Não, vamos botar aqui, não sou
So
daqui.
you're visiting. Lucky you. Can't imagine what it's like to be one of these poor souls who calls this mud pit home. That aside, you can live just about anywhere these days. It's more important to have the income to move about. What about a job? What do you do for a living?
Vamos aqui.
Oh, so you're unemployed. I'm afraid if you want to date me, that won't do. In fact, it's taking everything in my power not to walk out the front door. Granted, I am rich, so what you do for a living isn't really important. What matters more is that we have similar beliefs and politics. On that note, what's your religious background?
Religião, você.
I like to think of myself as a spiritual tourist. I read horoscopes, believe in karma, but only because reality tends to be boring.
Então ela não tem muita. Ela vai
That
pela
was a
diversão.
positive. Religious people take themselves too seriously. Loosen up, have a little fun, please. Well, that's fine for the appetizers. Now, for the main course. Romantic history, past relationships, jilted ex-lovers. I want to hear all about it.
Bem chato, cansei de perguntas.
None of them could really keep up with me, I'm afraid. When I travel the galaxy, I don't slow down for anyone. Ooh, if that's the case, I may need to ask for your medical records, just in case. Well, you've managed to keep my interest so far. Usually I get dreadfully bored by the appetizers. I almost never make it a dessert.
Também estou gostando. Sua personagem faz entender seus encontros, acalma rápido.
I'm well aware, but we can still be friends, can't we? In any case, I've enjoyed our little chat. Thank you for playing along. And if I can be real with you for a second, I really appreciate you doing this for me. I know this wasn't an actual date, but being stood up is an absolutely miserable experience. Meeting you made it tolerable. That's a fact. Here's the wine as promised. The earthy tones of the Malbec will balance the pepper and complement the spices. Should pair well with the Vindaloo. I'll do my best to make it Harbor Jam's party. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask them. I'm an open book.
Vamos lá, então. Conseguimos para os convidados. Vamos pegar o segundo aqui. Ele é o mais distante. Fale com Javier.
Shit work, shit pay.
Sure as hell ain't my tooth.
No, I won't tell you.
Things are always rough here in the stretch. People just want to live. What do you want? Can't you go bother somebody else? Harp? Well then, that's different. What does he want? Well, I haven't made a run to Paradiso in weeks, so I've only got one bottle left. If it's for Harb, maybe I'll make an exception. How about this? I'll give you the vinegar and whatever spices you need. But you gotta do a favor for me. Cool. Job isn't hard, but it'll take some finesse. So, a couple nights ago, security confiscated my goods. They accused me of smuggling contraband. Before they brought me in, though, I stashed something important in the porta potty behind Aggie's. Only problem is, I left the key to the box in the cell. Cool. The guards usually leave empty cells open, so just walk in, grab it, and bring it back to me.
Tá, isso aqui ainda é.
Want to stop here for a drink? I can assure you there are much nicer and safer establishments in Midtown or the Core.
Ah, Verrobra.
If I get caught on one more drunken, disorderly...
Vamos ver se tem alguma maneira aqui de...
Hey, I saw you take something. Hand it over.
You're in cahoots with that junkie. Now I know this key is for something no good.
Don't break the law, you're good in my book.
Out of my way.
The lowlifes in the stretch just get worse and worse.
The Freestar Collective's got a reputation for being a little lawless. That is not so.
Nobody
You
in
again.
here right now.
I told you, that's Freestar security property.
You thieves will say just about anything. This is Freestar security property now. That junkie out here better stay away from my daughter.
Vamos fazer a 3.
The low lives in the stretch just get worse and worse.
Botou escondida, pegada uma vez e sai correndo. Então, vamos pro...
Problem?
Mexo ou não mexo?
Ethan handles all the orders.
I didn't ask you to do that. Your job was to get the key. Whatever, it looks like it's all here. Deal's a deal. You can give this to Harp. It's pretty good stuff, so he has no excuses. And tell him I'm interested in seeing what he cooks up. Not what you thought it was it? Yeah, although I get why you'd be suspicious. My girlfriend's father works in Freestar security. Given my rap sheet, safe to say he doesn't approve of our relationship. If he saw the formula, it wouldn't take a detective to put 2 and 2 together. And knowing him, the first thing he'd do is lock me up. It's not that simple. He's busted me on a few occasions. And her ex, he's a member of the guard. So in his eyes, I'm not only a junkie, but I'm a homewrecker too. Meanwhile, her ex can do no wrong, even though he's done plenty. We were both staying at the Low house. She was 2 months pregnant at the time and just got out of a rough situation with her ex. I had just gotten clean. We talked about our problems, our hopes, our dreams, all the way until the sun came up. Then we went to Aggie's for breakfast. Best meal of my life. You know, sometimes something just feels right from the get-go. Like it all just clicks. It was me and Sadie. Don't tell anyone about our business.
Tá, agora falta o último aqui. Tá, o último é no...
Hey, no funny stuff with that Bruce pack.
We need to be smarter, better in the way we handle the Ashta.
Bank robberies. Ashta. Haven't had a quiet day in a month of Mondays. But if you ask me, a little noise ain't a bad thing. Good to see I was preaching to the choir. It's the other folks who are singing off-key. In Aquila, there's always something, but it's all good fun if you ask me now. The Colony War, that was bad as all get out. But we're past that now. Anyway, I don't want to talk your ear off, seeing as we just met. Tell me what's on your mind. Andy Harvey said that? Well, he told you no lies. I know where all the best game is. In fact, I'm hunting a big one right now. You want to come with? Then let's go get it.
Vamos ver se...
All crew accounted for. We are ready to depart.
Ah, não é bem isso que eu queria não, mas tudo bem.
your scanner?
Looks like a damn good piece of meat. If Harb can't make magic out of that, he's got no business carrying a wand. Fresh and tenderized, just make sure you pick the bullets out and you'll be fine. But I best be heading back to town. I take it Harb wants me to eat this thing he's cooking up too. Well, hunting does make me hungry, and I ain't exactly picky. All right, I'll meet y'all at Harb's house. I got some errands to run, but you tell Harb not to serve that food until I'm at the table. See you there.
Tá, todo mundo vai. Vamos lá, vamos. Vamos ver esse daqui. metros. Tá, tô vendo aqui com a nave. Mais uma Claymore. Não, na forma vazia que eu quero. A maioria dele tá no nível 3.
Set aside anything useful and just leave the rest.
Assim eu não preciso nem sair da nave.
Captain, greetings.
Vamos lá. Jogar direto pra cidade.
I have things for you. I do? You must have read my mind. Bye for now.
Keep it moving.
So you want to come here for...
Feel free to read. This is a haven for all the
Ah, you're back. Did you get everything on the list? Great. I had some issues with the stove, worn out burner element, but I replaced it and rewired the connection, good as new. Well, I've always had the talent to be a handyman. Fixing stuff just comes easy to me. I spent so much time on the stove, I didn't have time to clean. Do you think you can help me while I cook? You're a lifesaver. There's some boxes and wrappers scattered along the floor, and some mud that I might have tracked into the restroom. But it's not much, I promise. Now let's see. How did this go again? Oh, I have these notes on how to fix this thing, but my handwriting is atrocious. Oh, I just cut my hand. Not a good start. Why is this so much harder than I remember? The place is looking amazing. Coming along better than this Vindaloo anyway. Oh, and if you don't mind, can you set up the rug? It's in the crate in the corner. The rug really ties the room together. I just need one more thing. Grab the plates off the counter and set the table. Okay, place is clean and table set. The Vindaloo is also just about ready. This is it, the moment of truth. And there. The guests should be coming any second now. Oh, my heart feels like a clump of sheets in a washing machine. Oh, and if you want to sneak a taste of the Vindaloo, I'll leave a sample on the counter.
Did I hear someone say Vindaloo?
It'll be good to hear what all the fuss is about.
Smells good, anyway.
Friends, have a seat. My home is your home. Tonight, we will be having Ashta Vindaloo paired with a Malbec wine, which Anandita has so graciously brought. I'm plating it now, and I will serve it shortly.
Well, I'm holding you to my Nani's standard, so you better not disappoint. But if you do, I brought a second bottle, just in case.
Have a little faith in Harvey. He's a talented man.
I grew up on Vindaloo, and Harb hasn't touched a cookpot in years. My standards are high, and my expectations low.
Well, I appreciate the honesty.
I'm just ready to eat. Haven't had a bite all day.
Of course. I was just about to say, if everyone can be seated, the dish should be ready to serve. Even though I prepared it, since all of us contributed to this meal, in my mind, we cooked it all together.
Oh, I'm gonna have fun eating Bubba. I've been hunting that animal for years.
The ingredients I got are pretty high-end stuff, too.
And the wine, of course, is flawless.
Well, before you eat, I just want to thank all of you for coming and sharing in this adventure. 20 years ago, I decided to give up my dreams of becoming a chef to serve my community. Today, I hope to take my first step towards rediscovering that dream. Bon appetit.
Cheers!
Go hard!
So, how is it? Please, be as frank and honest as possible.
I think mine might be lacking some flavor. Sure you put enough spice in this thing?
Huh. That's odd. I followed my old recipe to the T.
I don't know then.
Anandita, what do you think?
You don't want to know what.
Please? I need honest feedback.
Very well. Forget my Nani's vindicate. You have a ways to go before this is even takeout quality.
Really? There's no way.
I'm sorry, Alvin. It is.
Can someone pass the salt?
It doesn't seem to be going too well. Have you tried it? What do you think? It's that bad, huh? Oh, I was afraid of that.
Vendo aos poucos, vamos ver se você melhora ou acho que o tempo melhora.
If I have this little feel for it, I'm beginning to wonder if this was a mistake.
This dinner was many things, but it was not a mistake.
So I have some potential.
No, you don't. But that's not why we're here.
I'm not sure I follow.
Your meat might be tough, but you know what's tougher? The canvas tints you made me.
Nice work. What else are you going to make?
With gale force winds, normal tint would have blown right off, but yours have.
I remember when I was struggling to get by, I couldn't afford to get my apartment fixed. Harbajan offered to remodel and fix my entire apartment at the cost I could afford. Those savings allowed me to gather enough threads to start my own company. The rest is history.
I never told anyone. But Harb's the reason I'm clean. I was in a bad spot at the time. Strung out. More camps than I knew I could handle. I don't remember much from that day. Just my mind blurring out. Losing focus. I hear this knock on my door. I thought it was death. Turned out it was Harb, coming to fix the heater. He called a medic and stayed with me the whole time. Even through my rehab, he'd stop by and make sure I was okay.
I was just doing what anyone would in my position.
No, what you did for me was more than anyone had ever done. Now I'm clean. I met the love of my life and got a little one on the way.
I don't know what to say.
You don't have to say a damn thing. We're all just thankful for you, Harb.
Exactly. So you're a shit cook. Who cares? Half the chefs in New Atlantis can lay claim to that title. What matters is that you're a wonderful person and a friend.
Amen to that. And you're a genius with the wrench.
Fixed me and my heater. Didn't even charge.
Oh, you guys.
And this isn't to say you can't get better. Work on it. Cook every day if you like. The results will show.
Exactly.
Thank you. It means a lot to hear you all say that. It's funny. I very much wanted this dinner to go well. And it has. But not for the reasons I expected. And yes, I'll keep at it. I don't know if anything will come of it, but no matter where this journey takes me, I'm grateful for all of you. Of course, there is one small matter we still need to address. I brought you all here. You all must be starved, and there's nothing to eat.
We have plenty of wine and good company. Why don't we just drink?
Shooting at ghosts now.
Ah, azul. Eu atirei sem querer. Esbarrei no dedo sem querer, atirando, matei o cara. Não, vamos. Pô, zoado, cara. Eu matei o cara sem querer. Eu matei na hora que salvou. Tá bom. Vou refazer aqui. Tem que fazer aqui da parte do... Vocês viram aí, né? Eu vou cortar aqui. E... vamos lá. Tá, provavelmente não vai ter mais nada aqui. Então, se vocês gostaram, deixa o like, se inscreva no canal. Até a próxima com mais vídeo. Valeu. Tá, eu voltei o save, né? Por quê? Eu vou mostrar daqui a pouco pra você. O que que acontece? Se eles, né, eles experimentaram um prato dele e reclamaram, certo? Deixa eu fazer uma coisa aqui.
The moment of truth. And there. The guests should be coming any second. Oh, and...
Então, ele deixou uma provinha no balcão. Ó. Vamos lá, enquanto tá todo mundo ali no coisa, deixa eu pegar aqui a especiaria, que é a única coisa que tava faltando pra mim. Aproveitar antes de que ele... A gente prepara aqui, certo? E vamos trocar.
I grew up on Vindaloo, and Harb hasn't touched a cookpot in years. My standards are high and my expectations low.
Well, I appreciate the honesty.
I'm just ready to eat. Haven't had a bite all day.
Of course. I was just about to say, if everyone can be seated, the dish should be ready to serve.
Glad you're
Even
doing all
though
this for
I
Harb.
prepared it,
He's done a lot for the
since
community.
all of us contributed to this meal. In my mind, we cooked it all together.
Oh, I'm gonna have fun eating Bubba. I've been hunting that animal for years.
The ingredients I got are pretty high-end stuff, too.
And the wine, of course, is flawless.
Well, before you eat, I just want to thank all of you for coming and sharing in this adventure. 20 years ago, I decided to give up my dreams of becoming a chef to serve my community. Today, I hope to take my first step towards rediscovering that dream. Bon appetit.
Let's go hard.
So, how is it? Please, be as frank and honest as possible.
This is fantastic, Hobby. How long you been cooking for?
Funny story. I actually haven't made this dish in 20 years.
You could have fooled me.
Seriously, my compliments to the chef. This is A+ stuff.
Thank you, Javier. Anandita, what do you think? Yes, be as brutal as the Ashta itself. I want to know.
Well, it's not as good as my knives, but it's pretty darn close. You should be proud.
Really? That's amazing.
Considering you hadn't touched a cookpot in 2 decades, it's an impressive feat.
This dinner surpassed my wildest expectations. Here I was, worried my skills had eroded, but it's actually quite the opposite.
Vamos falar a verdade ou vamos...
Well, as I said, we all contributed to the meal, yourself included. Now comes the hard part. Repetition and practice. Also, I just want to add that I wouldn't have made it this far without your support. Thanks to you, I've found my dream again. And it was right under my nose. But no matter how this ends, I am grateful for your part in it. I am honored to call you a friend.
If it isn't my not-so-blind date. If this Vindaloo is any indication, Harpchan has a bright future.
Hopefully if Harp gets rich and famous, he doesn't forget about us.
Thank you again for all that you've done.
Hobbs meant for big things. Bigger than Bubba eat.
Beleza, não tem mais nada aqui. Isso aí. Esse aí é o outro final. Felizmente o outro acabou que eu matei o cara, né? Então não deu pra terminar. Mas basicamente isso aqui. A gente vai ficando por aqui. Se vocês gostaram, dê seu like, se inscreva no canal. Até a próxima com mais vídeo. Valeu.